The country marks 2 years since the unrest. Many residents and business owners are still reeling and feeling just the effects of that fateful week. The country saw riots, looting and clashes play out mostly in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. Here's our reporter, Katleho Sekhotho, who's got more from the ground in Meadowlands.
Good day. We are here in Meadowlands in Soweto at Ndofaya Mall, and we are looking at 2 years since the 2021 July unrest. Now, we know that the scenes coming out of that time left about 350 people dead, and the riots, the looting that we saw then particularly hit Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. And now, since then, we're looking at, have businesses been able to recover? We know that big businesses were able to make insurance claims and therefore restructure and come back to operations. But the hardest hit were residents, small business owners who in some cases were never able to open their doors again. But I do have with me the HOD of the Community Safety Department, Ms. Nontsikelelo Sisulu, just to chat to us about 2 years since then. What is government doing? How is government responding as we look at moving forward, and perhaps the interventions to prevent something like that from happening again? HOD, thank you so much for affording us your time. Can you just tell us, as government 2 years on, have we been able to recover?
Well, we haven't been able to recover as a whole, as we had indicated as well, that small businesses have not been able to recover. However, those that did have insurance have been able to recover. Some stores have not come back and reopened in various malls across Soweto, but in particular this one in Meadowlands. However, people are still making their way. I think residents realize now that they have actually caused a bit of discomfort amongst themselves, a little bit of inconvenience for themselves and for everybody else, because in the end they had to travel quite far to get the basic necessities for their own. So it's important for us as government to continue to indicate and raise awareness of a sense of patriotism, but of a sense that this mall belongs to you as a community. You are part of the system, the ecosystem, in order for us all to survive. And that crime is not only a government issue, but it's an issue that all of us need to actually take responsibility for and see what we can do. So over and above that, of course, we have other initiatives that we've put in place as government to make sure that we can begin to have early warning signs, but also have interventions throughout the year.
Yeah. And I mean, HOD, in terms of understanding the intel on the ground, we know that when that riot struck in July 2021, there was almost a sense of, did we see this coming? Did we have the right resources to know as government and as residents to know that this is coming? Do we now have the resources to determine that should this thing happen again, we would know that it's on the horizon?
There are systems in place, and they've always been, I suppose, it's a matter of ensuring the connectivity and the joint law enforcement efforts are actually put in place, and that machinery works and runs when an incident is about to happen or when it's building up. There is technology now that allows you to see who started the group, what is the group saying, and you can have a sense of where it's peaking. So there is some technology that we can use now to begin to see how serious the issues are, but and also share that intel and then have a central command that can then, so that everybody who's then dispatched to different areas or deployed, they know exactly what to do upon arrival.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. And there you have it from the head of department in the Community Safety Department, just explaining that 2 years on, the message is very clear to residents that let's protect our infrastructure. The damage that was incurred following the 2021 July unrest has left many without businesses today, and many wanting to restart a life, and has been particularly difficult. And if you can see behind me, the crime-fighting wardens that the HOD mentioned there, being deployed in hotspot areas like malls to protect this infrastructure. Considering that, for example, 10 fatalities took place at Ndofaya Mall here, we never want to see scenes like that play out ever again. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Katleho Sekhotho in Meadowlands.